How's it? Today is Friday, November 22nd. A new approach is working for my back. Today is a volume day, just like all the others. Typically on Fridays, I lift a little bit heavier stuff with a little bit less reps, but today I tried my best to be tame with it. So I went from 60 on the snatch. Earlier this week, I did power snatches at 60, and I went to 80 for full snatches for just 3 reps. So 3 reps of 3. And then for the clean and jerk, I went from 90 for the power cleans to 100 for 3 reps of 3 plus 1. And I think today went very well. I feel like I didn't remember experiencing any like discomfort in my lower back really at all. And that is all that I'm really moving towards, all that I'm really working towards. It got to the point where I was mostly thinking about my technique rather than trying to avoid being in pain, right? And if you're ever thinking about avoiding being in pain, that's probably not a good place to be. That means that there's something definitely wrong with the way that you're moving, and maybe like the way that your body is associating that movement itself. And today I felt like I was getting back to square one very, very slowly, right? It's another W for the week, so this is the fourth one of the week, and I'm super excited for how things are going to be moving forward. When I was looking at my lifts today, I was focusing more on the overall quality, which I haven't had a chance to really like focus on quality at all of the lifts. And like there are some instances. Here's my first set at 80 for the snatches. There are some instances where I was pretty happy with the way that the lift looked, and a lot of them there I was just not very happy. And that is a good place to be, I think, because like I mentioned earlier, like I've been so focused and so worried about how my body is going to be feeling that when I'm going for the lift, it's like, okay, I'm happy I made the lift with no pain, but this looks like absolute shit. So sometimes getting back to being a little bit frustrated with my movement with that perspective in mind is a big step forward. And I'm just really excited and really optimistic, really hopeful for how things are going to be moving forward from here. I don't know what I'm going to do next week. I think that the same idea is going to be very prominent in my exercise selection and my sets and reps and stuff. So just trying to keep my volume a little bit higher so that I get a chance to feel like what it is to be that was a bad lift. Feel a chance of like what it feels like to be a little bit more focused on endurance and how the lift itself is going to feel after my body's a little bit more tired. I think I think when I'm looking at sort of a map of what I'm thinking about doing, ideally I would be able to lift normally by January. So that gives me 5-ish weeks or so to essentially figure out where I am and figure out certain things that I might need to be working on more to make sure that I can continue lifting pretty healthy. And I think that is a little bit more reasonable timeline. That would have been essentially about 3 months since I was starting to feel very bad. Is that right? 3 months? Yeah, about. So kind of in the beginning of October, that was the time when I started feeling bad. Then I went home at the end of October. Things were starting to feel okay, and it kind of took a step backwards, last week, the week before that. And yeah, I do think that 3 months is a reasonable amount of time. Essentially, that is a full training block Training blocks are typically 8 to 12 weeks. Um, so it's like a full training block of like slowing down and getting more rehab in and trying to figure out where I am. Um, yeah. Here is my first set of clean and jerks at 100. This is like where I typically find myself a little bit more worried because I don't really experience a lot of pain with the snatches. I think I talked about it on Wednesday. Like even with the way that my schedule works, I do Monday snatch, but Monday is coming off of a day of rest, which is a Sunday. And then I have the Tuesday squats, which has the Monday as like sort of accumulated volume at that point. And then Wednesday is my clean and jerk stuff, which is accumulated volume from Monday and Tuesday. So at that point, I'm not the most fresh on the Wednesdays. And I noticed this a long, long time ago, probably like 3 or 4 years ago, that I noticed that is when Wednesdays are historically a very, very, very bad day, just because the volume kind of is adding up at that point. And then the same thing is true on the Fridays, right? Because I snatch first, then I'm the most fresh. I'm also coming off of a day of rest on Thursday, and then I clean and jerk after I've already kind of gassed myself up out of snatches. And like historically, snatches have been the best, clean and jerks have been better than the snatches. I don't know what I'm saying. Historically, by like percentage wise, and the amount that I can actually like successfully execute on, and it just is no longer the case. So I need to be a little bit more cognizant about how much effort and energy it requires of me to lift the way that I do on the snatches and then moving into the clean jerks. I think when I was looking at all these clean jerks, if you go back and look at my 4th total rep, so the first rep on the 3rd set, I think that was probably the best clean I've done at 100 in recent memory. Definitely in recent memory, maybe the whole year. It was one of those that like when I did it, I was like, what the fuck did I just do? And then when I watched the video, I was like, what the fuck did I just do? But that is the way that I'm supposed to be lifting, kind of keeping the bar a little bit more delayed at extension, and then kind of curling my arms up and making sure that I use my upper body in the way that it keeps me connected to the bar overall. So yeah, I was super happy with that. After that, I did some pull-ups and then some of my GHD sit-ups and called it a day. Tomorrow is going to be a powerlifting meet at a different gym that our gym is hosting. So I might go just to support. I might go there to take some photos and see what happens. I might not lift tomorrow just because of that. We'll see. Sometimes when I go to meets, I get roped into coaching somebody or handling, or I'm probably not going to get roped into judging, but I might get roped into loading weights. And I'm fine with loading weights. That's like one of the fun things that people, I don't know, I just like that. I don't know. I'm weird. It is what it is. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Like, comment, and subscribe. Shoots.